We're still very shy when it comes to playing these songs. What is it? What do you feel? I want to tackle because I know it's in your mind. Because your hands are moving and then you freeze. So it's here, not here. What do you feel?
Not a lot.
Well, but we have to tackle that because that means like whenever you play some music, you start to freeze. That's always mental. It's nothing to do with your body. Like for example, your bass drum was refusing to engage. That's mental. That's a mind thing. Like you're holding yourself back from taking the leap. We have to address that. So you're saying you don't feel a lot. I'm not sure what that means because
I think, to be fair, I think it's a fear of the unknown with me.
I get it. That I understand.
That is, I know that's the main thing, especially with a lot of things that I do is the fear of the unknown.
That I completely understand and relate to. Now, I can straight away give you tools to fight that because that's a natural fear. Well, that is a definition of fear. Fear is that like I don't want to go there. I don't know what's on the other side of this door. I don't want to open it. I don't want to see it, and we just stay here. That's the same thing again with the comfort zone, which, by the way, it starts to explain to me why you like Leeds so much. I'm kidding. I love Leeds. It's a lovely city. But now, going back to what actually matters. That's actually a very normal thing. A lot of people kind of freeze under pressure, but there are ways to kind of break through that. And it is a breakthrough. It is like the sensation will be like you're just going against, I wouldn't call it a wall. Let's call it a membrane. Because it's a little bit, because a wall sounds very solid. It's a membrane. It gives, and then you bounce back, and you're just there fighting against that, and eventually you just have to cut through it, and that's going to be a leap of faith, right? It has to be. You'll have to just like fuck it, and you jump in, and it's going to go wrong. By the way, now here's the thing: when that happens, that's when everything can go right, like. After that moment where you break through the membrane and you find yourself like, you just collapse, well, there are two options, two outcomes. One, you confirm to yourself what you suspected, which is, see, I can't do it, and you go back to comfort zone, which is what most people do, regardless of what they're doing. I'm not just strictly referring to drumming. It's just what people do. Whenever they try to, to take a little bit of a chance, and then it goes wrong, because it will go wrong because you're stepping into the unknown. So that's one outcome. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you spend the whole time saying I can't do it, and you try it and then you can't do it, you'll be like, oh, see, I told you. Now the second outcome is the one that I chose in my life, which is I already know that's going to go wrong. So when it goes wrong, I don't care. And then I fix it. I assess what went wrong, and yeah, that's it. I just fix it. Really, there's no secret pill. I don't play the way I play because I was gifted with some sort of special talent. All that you see was work. I'm being that serious. I was the least talented guy in the class. I was the one that learned the slowest in terms of drumming, but I was also the most organized, and I was the one that worked the hardest. It's work, and that's something that I'm really good at. I'm the guy that is very willing on a daily basis, 7 days a week, to work 18 hours a day. I do that today at 32. 18 hours a day. Most people don't work that in half a week. No. Every day, and by the way, 7 days a week. I don't take days off. Now that's here. Like it's to have that, to make that commitment that I will not feel tired. I will not give in to my thinking of like, maybe I should cut a corner here. This is a little bit too difficult. I don't give in to that. Because I hear those voices too, by the way. But I just don't allow them to win. I just go like, oh, you're cute. And I go even harder as a punishment. So we all have that conflict, right? On one hand, we've got like, yeah, I want to be a great drummer. On the other hand, like, but do I really need to practice angle? We all have that conflict. Do I really need to practice 5 hours a day? Yes, bitch. Right? That's the thing that we don't want to acknowledge. That yes, you have to do the right, and that conflict is real. I feel it. Everyone feels it. That's fine. The difference is that I don't give into it. I don't give into those feelings of like maybe I'll just do half an hour today. Like I said, in fact, this is a tool that I'm sharing with you. This is not just me talking about myself. It's tools that I use. You do with them as you wish. In fact, whenever those voices, I'll give you an example from today. I go to the gym 7 days a week. Today I went in, and I knew that I wanted to run a little bit on the treadmill. That's what I do every day as a warm-up. But as I'm there, I hadn't decided beforehand how long I was going to run for. Just a warm-up. And then suddenly a thought of ambition, because I'm a little bit crazy like that, came into my head. I think today I'll run for an hour. Wait, hang on. I've never done that before. And I don't know, if you run, people don't run for an hour. It's a long ass time. And immediately the other voices start to go like, oh, get out of here. Like in my head, right? They started to go, that's too long. Let's go for 20 minutes. And the more I heard the conflict in my head, the more I smiled and just kept running. You know what happened? I ran for an hour. And the more I could hear those voices, man, by 45 minutes into it, I wanted to stop. Don't get me wrong, my legs were killing me. My hips were getting stiff. It's a long ass run. I ran for 5 and something miles. Straight. No pauses, no, let me just go make a pee pee. No. Bow. That's the way you gotta hack your brain, right? If you don't, you give into it. If you start to believe that those thoughts of like, I can't play this song, then you don't. You end up not playing the song. You just spend the whole song just like, boo, boo, boo. That's all here. Now, let me give you a very specific tactic now. Because so far it's been very mindset oriented, which by the way is 99% of success. Is mindset. I don't care about what your hands do. If your mind is weak, you're gonna be a weak drummer. I've been teaching for, I'm not gonna tell you. Long. 1,400 students I've taught. I've never seen a weak mind succeed. Good hands I've seen, they still fail. They have the chops, they fail because the mind is weak. They're lazy. They procrastinate. They tell themselves stories like, oh, I didn't practice because, I was busy. Like, shut up. Make the time. Right? Everyone's got 24 hours, so how come Dave Weckl Thomas Lang pulled it off? Right? So what is it? Did they have longer days? Did they have special, nothing. It's just commitment. So, when you're playing a song, and you're scared of the unknown, which is fair enough. You pick you gotta stop playing because it's confusing. You gotta pick a groove, a simple groove that you can then stick to, and you're just there, holding it, solid. As the song develops, you start to become kind of like you put the groove into autopilot, and you start to listen like, okay, what else the song is asking me to play, and then you try to. I think I could add a bass drum in here. And you allow yourself to, you don't jump into the unknown, that's my point. You just take one step. Grab a drum beat, and run with that one. But that's gonna fit. If it's in time, you're good. And because that's comfortable, it will allow you to step outside the playing zone in your brain, and you can enter the zone of the listening brain, right? Because when we're nervous, we don't listen, right? The brain goes foggy. Right, you're just in panic mode. But if you're calm and just holding that simple drum beat down, then you can start to be like, okay, what else can I do? And then you can add more bass drums, like I said. You can start to add drum fills. And then before you know it, that unknown that we were so scared of is not unknown anymore. You're in. You see what I mean? The thing is that we often try to just, dive into the deep end too quickly, and then we drown. And then that's when we freeze, right? And we feel like, okay, I can't, because we stop thinking. We just let the song run by you. Now, that's the tool, the very specific strategy. Here's the dark scenario. Imagine yourself freezing with an audience in front of you. Practice the way you want to play. To practice this, that's how you will play when the audience is in front of you. Because we are what we practice. Period. There is no such thing as a switch that flips once you hit the No, that's exactly what you'll do. I see guys do this live. I just want to slap them across the face. Seriously, like what's with they're just playing as if they don't want to be there. So go home. I'll do your job. I'll take the money. It's okay. Do you know what I mean? Again, it's here. They are playing, but the attitude stinks. It stinks so bad. Like, if I were their teacher, I would do the speech that I'm doing now. And then just give them a good slap. Because 100% of what happens or doesn't happen when it comes to success is here. The tools, we all have them. We know, like the rudiments, we all know them. The grooves, we all know them. This is the internet era. We know, access to information, we all have it. There's no such thing as but when I was learning, by the way, there were no DVDs, no YouTubes, nothing. You would need to either figure it out or find a good teacher. Or both. Nowadays, there's tons of information. What there is none is motivation. Most people are lazy. Lazy, straight up. They just don't want to do the work. And I'm not just talking about drumming. They want to run business. This is a business that I run. People want to run businesses, but they don't want to do anything. And when I tell them, I work 18 hours a day. Get out of here. Why? Because I want to win. Because when you're asleep, I'm running 60 minutes. Bro, I'm a different kind of wiring. Like, my brain works differently than most people. And that's just the way it goes. That's the reason why. You know how long it took me to open this place after I moved to Leeds? 9 months. I moved here, knew no one, had no house, had no job. 9 months later, I had this. Wow. And then there's people who live here for 50 years, and they're still losers. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, right? You know what I mean? Like, get your stuff together, man. That's it. All right, so here's my suggestion. After all of this, it would be pointless to move on from this. We should do the song again. The same song. So it's not as unknown anymore. And you're going to use the strategy that I told you. You're going to stick to something simple. So, show me the groove first. Right? So, a couple of things that will already get in the way. Right? There's a posture of right, so show me the groove again, but you have people in front of you paying you to play. Oh, but you're already actually looking different. See, that actually matters, what I just said. Because suddenly you went all right, you smiled, but your body reacted. So go on. Now, this song is also faster than that.
How
so,
much faster?
Yeah?
Like, what is it?
This.